My guest tonight, no stranger to the South Florida landscape, former former Dolphins assistant, former head coach at FAU, not to mention Louisville and Oklahoma. Howard Schnellenberger, our guest. Welcome, Coach. Thanks for being here.
Well, Steve, thanks for bringing me in. It's going to be delightful.
Howard's got some important news to talk about safety and driving. We'll get to that in a minute. You retired from coaching last season. I'm not believing that you're retired. Are you really retired?
I thought I retired, but I think I just took a half steps to the side. I used to work 80 hours a week, and I'm working 60 hours now. So
you still at FAU?
Still at FAU. I'm ambassador at large. They wanted to make me an ambassador, but I thought I'd better get a little higher rank. So I asked them if I could be ambassador at large, like Geraldo Rivera. And they said,
Very
yes.
good, Howard. It's been almost 30 years since you coached the Canes. Does it seem like 30 years?
No, it seemed like 10 or 15,
Yeah,
but no, it's really flown by. And Beverly and I have been together 54 years.
God bless.
Coached for 54 years, and at the beginning of last year's season, as you remember, I announced that we would retire and stay there at Florida Atlantic to help them take the program from where the stadium has gotten them to the Big East Conference and on to the national championship.
All good stuff. UMFSU next week. While I have you here, we got to talk about this. It seems that it is not as exciting now as it was when you were coaching. Why is that?
Well, it was for a long time, but here recently it's fallen off.
Yeah.
It'll get as exciting again just as soon as the Hurricanes get their program up, and just as soon as the Seminoles assure us that they're going to be that good. But you got to be in that top 10 on a regular basis to have that kind of enthusiasm. But I had the good fortune to have Al Golden asked me to come down and talk to his team this summer, and that was the first time any coach has done that. I felt very good about that, and I try to give the kids a history on how this whole thing came about and the great improvement in a lot of things down in the city of Miami-Dade County as a result of what that team had done, and charge them that they had the capacity to get that done again. And I think they do, even though they had a real tough game this past week.
Yeah,
they're going to be fine. Al is a great coach.
The reason that you're here, and let's get to this, you've gotten involved with a campaign to stop kids from texting while they're driving. Why are you involved in that?
Well, I got involved because it became very apparent that something has to be done, because these children, along with some older children and adults, are killing each other by texting while they're driving. So when I ran into Joe Riano, a young guy that I met at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, he told me of this app that he had developed. I said, well, let's go talk to the students at FAU and see what they think. So what they told us is that they have to have some reason not to do it, other than the mother and dad said so, or they're going to lock me up. They said, we need to have a reason. So we thought about that, and then we looked at the app. The app receives a call when you're driving and you have your app engaged. You don't hear it. That's the big thing. You don't hear it, and it sends a message out to who called you and says, I'm driving, and I'll call you when I'm not driving. And we're taking this thing to the community, and it's catching fire.
Yeah, I know it's a serious problem. I myself am guilty once in a while. Howard Schnellenberger, everybody. 11 teen deaths caused every day from texting and driving. Thank you, Coach. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so very much.